Hey everybody, so this is Lindsay, Nicklason, and Jennifer Bayona, and we're here, we're hanging out. Jen is in Orlando and I am in Nevis, Minnesota. And we're just going to give a little bit of our background with it works, a little bit of our story, and a few tips. So I'm going to go first. I'm Lindsay Nicklason, live in this tiny town in Minnesota, northern Minnesota. We got our first snowfall here on Friday, so about 14 inches. We're loving it. I started with It Works almost 4 years ago. It'll be 4 years in January. And as I was thinking about this and what I was going to say, you kind of like transport yourself back, and sometimes you forget about the start of a journey, and when I really put myself back there, I get really emotional, which doesn't often happen when I'm talking about things. And I was really unhappy. I was working a lot. I was a communication marketing specialist at a local hospital. I have degrees in communications and writing. And I just wanted to be home with our babies, Sawyer and Stella. So Sawyer and Stella were 2 and 1 when I started. And I hit Diamond 3 months in and I quit my job. And then worked my way up to presidential in the first 15 months in the business, and hit $95,000 in bonuses alone. And so, that really set our family free in a lot of ways. It strengthened our faith, it strengthened our marriage, it strengthened our family. We're able to just do a lot of things that we just dreamed of, This business runs alongside our other passions. So we were able to create a wedding barn that I dreamed of for a long time. And so we do that in the summers, and then, somewhat, of course, in the winters. And then my husband owns a construction company too, and he loves that. So we haven't given up our other dreams, our other avenues, but they work really well all together. And I'm able to be home with our kids, which is just such a blessing, and has been these last 4 years. So I started, and I remember that night signing up. I had watched my dear friend Danielle Mahar. I think she hit at least triple before I signed up. And, when I look at the annual income chart, Brent and I were like, oh my gosh, if we can just hit triple diamond 5 years in, like, we'll be fine. We're living paycheck to paycheck. We had built a lovely home a couple miles north of town, and, we were doing all right, but we're able to save money now. We're able to save money. We're able to travel, just do a lot more things, and own our time, which is just huge. So I remember Brent looking at me that night I signed up, and he's like, okay, Lindsay, I think you can do this. I think you can do this. You're probably going to need to change, a little bit to really put yourself out there a little more, because I think Jen can relate to me in this way. Like, we don't want the spotlight. That's not who we are. We're doing this for our family. And so some parts of this journey have been hard for me, which is good. It's challenged me in a lot of ways. Being a leader is hard for me because I don't want to put myself in the spotlight. I like to work quietly. I like to work behind the scenes. I love nature. I love one-on-one relationships. So that has been a hard part of it for me. But it's challenged me in so many ways, and I've grown so much as a person in my faith, in just everything, as a mom, as a wife. So I love that part of this. But I looked at him, and I remember thanking him that he supported me right away, that he encouraged me in this thing that that we had no idea what it would mean for us. And I had zero experience with network marketing, didn't really think it was something I'd ever want to do. But I have never felt like it was like I was being a salesperson. I'm just sharing my life and sharing how these products have changed my life. So I'm just going to give a couple tips here. So I am a big believer in energy, and I believe that we need to put our intentions out into the universe every day for ourselves to believe that, and for other people to believe that, and for the universe and God to bless our intentions every day. So I wake up and I have something that I put on my fridge, and I just wrote it out. I wrote out my intentions every day. I'm confident. I am beautiful. I am successful. I am a child of God. I'm an amazing mom. I am an awesome wife. Like, whatever intentions are put on your heart that you feel like you need to believe more, write those down and just say them out loud every day so that you can start believing them. Because when you believe that, and when others can feel that energy, you just rise. You know, you rise to success and to all those things that you want for your life. So, so after that positive self-talk, though, you know, I think that there have been a lot of opportunities with network marketing to grow yourself, you know, to do a lot of personal development, to do a lot of team activities and communication. And that's all great, but really it's all about action. So I encourage my team to do positive self-talk, of course, and to work on some personal development, some team, but make sure that you are doing action steps every day for your business. So whether that is, you know, broken down incrementally, and you just write down, you know, do this combination or any combination of these things to build my business every day, whether that's, you know, messaging 10 people, whether that's blitzing. I live in the middle of nowhere. I don't see a lot of people. So I do more, you know, online with Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, that kind of thing. So yeah, whether that's messaging, whether it's blitzing, whether it's following up with all your loyal customers, whether it's, you know, posting X number of times on social media. I'm not huge on, you know, posting 18 times a day either. I make it about my lifestyle, about my adventure. And I don't ever do anything generic. I just try to gracefully work it all together. So yes, the confidence after you educate yourself, I think educating yourself is a key part of it too. Like, I mean, I still haven't used all the products. I've used a lot of them, of course, but you know, even finding just that little bit of information that you didn't know. I remember doing that from the very start. You know, I was working full time when I started, so I would just work on this business like half an hour to an hour, you know, during that work day, wrap a couple people at work, come home, and just spend like maybe an hour after the kids went to bed educating myself on something. So like go to Product Coach and educate myself on a product, or go look in the team files and pick a couple files and just kind of study that, you know, different communication types and whatever. Yeah, and then I think the last one, I have a lot of tips on here. Oh, yeah, something I talk about with my friends, my team a lot is, you know, this isn't always going to be fun, but is anything always going to be fun? Like, if you're really in something to win it, you're going to just have to commit. You're going to have to commit to action steps every day. It doesn't have to be insane steps every day, but you just have to commit. And it's just like anything else in this world. If you want to get something out of it, you're going to have to commit to it with your heart, with your actions, with your goals. So I see a lot of that. I think people, you know, think it's going to be just, oh, it's so fun, and I'm, you know, running after these dreams, and I'm going to get them. It's going to be just beautiful. But it's not always beautiful. I remember, you know, a couple times with a few of my promotions, I didn't know if they would happen. I'm praying and working and crying. You know, it's a lot like anything else that you've worked hard for in this life. You have to work hard to appreciate and reap those rewards. So yes, pray like it's up to God, work like it's up to you. All right, Jen, you ready?
Yeah. All right, so when I first found this, I'm sorry. She just wants to come now that I'm getting started. Well, a little background about myself first is, before all this began for me, that it works and, you know, a huge opportunity, I struggled a lot in life. Like, basically, I became a teen mom when I was 17 to twins. I had twin girls. And it was just like an ongoing struggle for like a whole full 10 years. Like, it was just living in shelters, living in public housing in Brooklyn, New York. And it's like, after a while, I decided I needed a change. And then that's when I decided to move to Florida. And after I did that change, it's like so many things started changing for me. I moved into my grandmother's house because she had an extra room. So that's where I stood with at that time I had 4 kids. Now I have 5, but at that time I had 4. And we stood in that one room together, and I just really didn't know what was going to be next. Like, I didn't have a job. My jobs before that were all like minimum wage, working at a bank, working as a home health coordinator, which was so stressful. I was always on call, paying daycare. And for me, it was crazy amount of, like, that bill used to be crazy because of all the kids and having to have them picked up from school and all that stuff. So when I moved here, I said, you know, I want to find something where I don't have to pay someone else to watch my kids, because that's just, you know, to me, it was, at that time, it's like, it's just ridiculous. So I started looking for, honestly, I was looking for something before I moved to Florida, but it just so happened that one day I was going through a hashtag on Instagram, and I was looking for something to make me feel better. Like, I just wanted something, I wanted to do something for myself. Like, I was in kind of like a depression and stuff. So I happened to come across this, like the bellies, the before and afters. And I'm like, what is this? Like, this can't be true. But then at the same time, I decided to Google it. The Instagram page at the time where I found the photo, it kind of threw me off because it had like the name of the business was like a state. So I thought you had to be from that state. So I went on Google and I started Googling the wraps, and I ended up on someone's website. And that's when I decided to buy the product and try it or whatever. So then after that, I told myself, if this really works, I'm going to sign up. I'm going to sign up. And I've never done anything like this before. I never, you know, I had no experience in sales. I didn't go to college for any of this stuff, nothing like that. And so in the beginning, I really had no one to support me. I had no family that really, you know, I was living in my grandparents' house. So to them, this was like, what are you doing? This is a scam. They're going to take all your money. Stop doing that. So I really had to build my business with strangers. Like, I had no one. So I went on Instagram, and that's when I just made a decision where I'm going to just stay consistent with this. Like, I'm going to find people, because there's obviously people on social media that I can reach. So from there, it's just sort of like it happened. Like, you know, like I believe in the law of attraction, and I'm like really big on that. You know, what you think about, you bring about. So I was really focused on just trying my best to make it work. When I first saw, you know how we get added to these group pages, private pages for distributors. I saw someone ask about how long have you been in the business and how much money are you making? At that time, it was okay, I guess, you know, to comment what you were making. And when I read that, I'm like, wow, are they really doing that? If so, I need to do that too. This is the kind of money I need to be able to stay home with my kids and to support them, you know, because, you know, they were my why at that time. So it's like, I just went into eSuite and I started like, you know, started doing steps to success, charting, and I actually enrolled 4 years ago in November. This month I made 4 years with the business, and just 3 months after that, I became a diamond, and that was life changing for us because it was like I didn't have to go look for a job. The kids, you know, they were good. Anytime they needed clothes or they needed anything, you know, the kids, you know, they just grow out of their clothes, you know, so fast. And it just from there, it just went, everything just changed, you know, everything just changed. And I, you know, like you said, I am like really mostly to myself. Like, I'm like a quiet person. And the way I started growing my business was the people that began enrolling with me, we just built these relationships. Like, we were just so close. We started working with each other, and we were all like duplicating the same thing on Instagram. Yes. Yes. So say hi, Kylie.
Hi there.
So But I had a couple of tips here, and it was like in the beginning when I first found this, I found it through another page. So like my suggestion to people, like when you first start this business, is to make sure that you brand yourself without a name that is gonna throw off people and make them think that they have to go somewhere else to look for what you're offering, because then, you know, that's, you never know if you're missing out on your rock star, you know, by doing that. But also when I was doing all of this that I was promoting, and I reached Presidential Diamond, I believe I think it was 16 months too, something like that. It was March 2014, it was around there. And it was, I was just so consistent. Like I couldn't even sleep. Like the reason I couldn't sleep wasn't because I didn't, you know, it's just that the excitement, I was just like focused, so focused. And I was just so consistent with the posting on Instagram. And my team were doing parties, and we just worked together. And I also do a lot of lifestyle. Like I don't want to look like an ad all the time. I do a lot of I share what Kylie's doing during the day. You know, she's with me all day. I share when the kids are leaving out the door, when I'm making them breakfast, I'm making them lunch, you know, stuff like that. And I recently started doing power hours. And for me, since I'm mostly, my strength is social media. So what I like to do is I go on Instagram and I choose 20 people so that I can consistently like and comment on their stuff. And I start building that relationship there. Like I have so many people right now that we're just, it's like if we kind of knew each other, but we've never even met each other face to face. Another thing I'm big on too is the positive affirmations in the morning and prayer. Like I do that consistently every day. And throughout the business, you know, my why has evolved. Like it's, you know, it was always in the beginning, it was always the kids. I want, you know, now that they're good, it's like I feel like I just want to be a person that can help impact the world, you know, like in a positive way. And, you know, like that's what we need now is, you know, the positivity. And I think that's it.
Yeah, I love that, Jen. You have an awesome story.
Yeah. You know, like you said in the beginning, sometimes you got to go back and think, because, you know, you kind of forget, like, not forget, but it's like you stop thinking about it, and it's how to go back a little bit.
Yeah. I think that's also part of the mark of our success, though. You know, I know a lot of women in this industry who would say the same thing. Like they had to put those hard times behind, you know, even when they were still so close to them, so near to those hardships.
Yeah.
Like they had to just put them behind and step through this new door, like completely.
Yeah.
The people who I feel like who are struggling on my team have not yet done that.
Yeah.
They have not shut that door and walked through this other one yet completely.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really, really big part of it. And I use a lot of those kind of abstract, I don't know, maybe they're not abstract to some people, but you know, I talk a lot about energy. I talk a lot about those kind of pictures in my mind, like the door. So yeah, I think any way that we can be relating to people where they are and just helping them wherever they're at, building those relationships, closing those doors, reaching for new things, I think that's just huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jen, it was so good to chat with you.
Same here, likewise.
Well, awesome. We will talk soon, huh, friend?
Okay.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Take care. Say bye. Say bye.
Bye, Kylie.